Welcome to the Business of Thinking podcast. This is the place for high achievers who want more than motivation. They want mastery. Here we skip the surface level talk and go straight into the psychology of high performance.
Hello and welcome to the Business of Thinking. My name is Richard Reid, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Hina Siddiqui, who is the founder and CEO of Corporate Influence Media, who specialise in corporate coaching and consulting, but with an interesting twist. And we'll talk more about that very shortly. And Hina also has her own podcast and is a published author. Welcome, Hina.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm so excited to chat with you.
You're very, very welcome. It's good to see you again. We've obviously met before via your own podcast, which is a very enjoyable chat.
Yes.
But let's start by talking a little bit about your background. So we've spoken a little bit, very briefly, about what you do now. Tell us a bit about where you grew up, what that was like, how that's informed where you are today in your life.
Okay, so I grew up in India in a traditional Indian Muslim family, and my childhood was a total chaos. Money wasn't enough.
Okay.
And from there, I learned the mindset of lack and scarcity. And very early on my childhood, I learned that I have to figure it all out on myself. Nobody's coming to save me. And I can't be a burden on people, on my family. And it's not a good thing to see your parents struggling with day to day, like everyday needs for themselves and the kids. It was quite chaotic, but then it taught me a lot. And every tough situation that kept coming to me, it kept adding to kept adding as a fuel to the fire that burnt me enough to be who I am today. So it was difficult, but then I am so grateful for that phase in my life, because if I did not see that, I would definitely not be here today.
And the word that's coming to mind for me as I'm hearing that is the word resilience. It sounds like having those sort of early exposures to difficult situations and seeing that for your parents has probably instilled in you a lot of resilience. Is that fair to say?
Yes, that's true. And resilience is something that definitely I would like to say that it's a right word for me, because our circumstances always shape us in a good way if we look at them that way. But I would not say that back then I was seeing them as a positive thing or something. Like, definitely I was so freaking frustrated, uh, felt that sense of struggling, and every day it was not easy to deal with that. But now when I talk about it, it feels like it's somebody else's story, and like I healed myself enough to turn all that trauma into positive things in my life that I can practice now. I can learn from them even more. I can help people do that. And parenting is very important. Like, when I say that, of course my parents were good people, I'm not saying that, but then they were caught up in their own struggle. So then as children, what we learned, like all three of us, that life is difficult, money is hard, all that kind of money mindset, that, like, I would say majority of the population on this planet, uh, they have seen this kind of struggle. So but then I would say I was fortunate enough to get something beautiful out of it and make it, like, my mess became my message now, as I am spreading abundance in the corporate world.
I like that what you said there about mess. I like the way you sort of phrased that, and I think it's often true, isn't it, that the things that we wouldn't necessarily wish for and that we absolutely hate at the time are often the things which inform us, and when we look back on them, hopefully mean that we're a stronger and better person for it. And I certainly speak from my own experience there and my own clients as much as anything. But tell us about some of the ways in which that's informed the work that you do now.
I would say that I was working in the corporate world for nearly about 2 decades. And then my last corporate job, and I remember that I was working as a French translator and interpreter in a French multinational company. And then my contract was going over, and this HR director, she was a good friend of mine. She said that, would you like to renew? I said, no, I have plans. And I did not know what plans I had back then. I did not have any plans actually, but I had already started writing my first book and all that stuff happened. Resilience, I would say, how that, fits into the entire situation was like I was ready to take that risk where I did not know what my future is. Everybody says that leaving a corporate job, which is stable, which gets you money every month, you are leaving it for, without much saving. So, and I said, okay, fine. And I just took that risk. I took that chance. I left my company. And then whatever little money I had, I spent on my travel, on learning, on growing myself, on courses and all that, because I am a passionate learner, I would say. So, so yeah, and then it just kept on going for about 5 years. I did not make any money. I sold my car, I sold my assets, I borrowed money from my family. And then after that, like in this whole period, like it just kept on building, things just kept on uh, building the resilience also, and the skill set, my personality. And then, like, I would say that now when I see my life, I see that, oh, that was such a big but beautiful risk that I took back then. And that was because of my resilience.
Yeah, yeah. And we mentioned the word resilience, but I guess 5 years, as you mentioned, not making any money. How did you keep yourself going? I'm not talking sort of from a financial point of view, but from a psychological point of view. How do you keep yourself motivated and not be tempted to go back where you've just come from?
Yeah, actually, I never fit in a corporate job. 9 to 5 monotony does not suit me at all. So I'm the person who would who would be on fun adventures. I do my business as I play a game. So it's a fun game for me.
Okay.
So it was very difficult for me to go back to my corporate career, though I had so many opportunities where I was called on a bigger salaries and everything. I have headed the marketing departments of IT companies, a lot of them in India. But then I was just sure in my heart that I would make it out. It would be fine. As a woman, I think we have that power, that we have that intuition that, okay, if it is going to work well or not. So, but I was enjoying every part of it. Even that struggle, I was enjoying, I would say. Every time I was moving out to a different city, to a different country, and I was just having so much fun and learning things. And that was, I think, this is my dream life,
Yeah.
and this is what I'm building. And when you're building something that you're so excited about it, then you would not feel that regret or struggle or something. Like it becomes so much fun, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's so true, isn't it? The passion often gets you to not see those things as obstacles because you're so intent on
Yeah.
where you're going. I'm guessing there must have been times when sort of friends and family were saying, "Well, what are you doing? What do you do? Why are you not taking these
Yeah.
corporate opportunities?"
A
It's got to
lot
be
of
quite got
times.
to be quite single minded, I would guess. Yeah,
A lot of times it happened. And in fact, I experimented with careers. I changed multiple careers and jobs and stuff. My family was pretty sure that she's good for nothing. She is not taking her career seriously. She would not do anything in her life.
yeah,
Everybody was so certain, and it felt bad back then. But now when I talk about it, I laugh, and when I sit with them, I say, "Okay, I'm doing good enough, I think."
yeah, yeah. Good for you. Good for you. So you had this struggle for about 5 years. It sounds like things then started to pick up for you. Tell us more about that period where things are starting to pick up through to now, the journey you took in that part, and what it is that you're focusing on there.
I love that question. I remember that when I hired my first coach, and I said that this year I want to make $100,000. So she said, "Why $100,000? You can make even more." And then the life changed, then actually, because what I had taken from my childhood, that I have to figure it all out on myself, that was the block that I had to break, where I actually took support from the coach who could fast track my stuff. And then I started working with different coaches, and a lot of one-on-one coaching and international coaches I worked with, expensive ones. And from there, things started changing. Uh, then it was too much fun, and then I left my family home. And if you know something about India, you know that if you are not living with a husband, you cannot leave the house, right? You have to stay with your family. So so then I said, my mom, like, there was lots of resistance that, okay, you can't, how can you do that? Or my mom was being very emotional about it. And then I said, no, I have to grow on my own. I need my own space to do what I'm doing. That was also a big moment in my life when I left my home. And then I actually started seeing things like, oh, I have to pay my own bills now. Like, until now, I was living for free.
Yeah. So really leaving the
So,
safety net behind.
yeah, yeah, of course. And I think that like now I have been living alone for about 3 years now. Over 2 years, 1.5 years in Dubai now alone. I stay here, so life is so much fun. Like, it's dream life, I would say. And I also want to say that it's worth taking risks in life. So never look at your life like just keep on settling, managing things, and uh, playing mediocre. Mediocrity does not help in long run. You have to be different. You have to uh, be very unique in what you offer, and that's all a psychological game, I guess.
I was struck by what you were saying about your coach raising the bar in terms of your vision.
Yeah,
It's interesting, isn't it, that we often impose these limitations on ourselves, and a lot of the time, particularly when we're doing
yeah.
what we're doing from a position of fear. In other words, I don't want to be poor. I don't want to have what I had when I was a child. We're not thinking about the opportunity, are we? We're thinking about what we're trying to get away from. So it's interesting that you've had these different periods of sort of exploration and growth that have led you to where you are now.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about what you're doing now.
What I'm doing now, I am working on different projects. Like, first is that the Corporate Life podcast, I think I talked to you about when we met last. It's like we are already in 5%, top 5% podcast in the world, and now the idea is to bring it to top 1%. So this is what I'm very excited about. This is my latest
It's
project, and
incredible.
in fact I canceled my Spain vacation for this project, and we did a recent, like, a press release, and there I announced that, okay, this is what we are doing. And announcing it publicly is a big deal, because once you announce it, then of course you have to make it work.
You have to commit to it. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. So this is very interesting. This is a fun game for me, by the way. And then we one more project that I'm very interested about, like very excited about, is that Let's Make You Famous, which we are doing a campaign. Like, it's again a 90-day campaign which we are doing for IT CEOs and founders. The idea is to make them industry celebrities, uh, and uh, and everything is tied up to their number. So my tagline is, "What's your number?" By the way,
Yeah, yeah.
whenever I meet people on a call, like on a strategy call, I say, "What's your number?" And so there's if 1 million or 5 million or whatever, I say, why not 10 million? Why not 15 million?
Yeah, yeah.
And then if we make that number a game, and then we play that for the entire year. So this is what I do inside of my coaching. So this
Yeah.
is the very unique thing of the trifecta. So it's my podcast where we are talking about all the cinematic stories. We don't teach anymore anything on my podcast. We are just exploring stories, like a Hollywood or Bollywood.
Yeah, yeah,
I come from India, so Bollywood is more in my
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
So this is yeah. So these three things are I'm so passionate about. I love that.
Fantastic. A couple of things in there I wanted to sort of tease out a little bit more. So IT directors, CEOs as celebrities. Tell me about that. How does that work? Because I don't associate the two things together. How do they become celebrities? What do you do?
Okay, so when their story becomes the cover story, they are in the headlines. For
Okay.
example, anybody can go to PR agency and they will say that, okay, put me on Forbes, put me on this.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that PR agency cannot do that. For example, I have been featured so much on media, like I have been on Forbes, I have been on Business Insider. My latest PR agency, when they were putting me on a big one, I said, put me on Forbes again, and they said that. They could not do it. And I say that when, after like doing so much of media myself, when they have this problem, then of course the people who nobody knows about, uh, how they can be on that, because they have to start on a very small tier. So this
Yeah.
is the game that we play here. we
Yeah.
we are very strategic and smart with it. We first of all we get some quick wins, and then we will put them in the award list, and the leadership list and all that. And then after making them some good credibility, we put them in the big media and cover pages and all that. So this is how we do it, and it's again tied up with the number. For example, they are at a level where the business is making around five, for example, $5 million a month or whatever. So whatever is the next number is, we will tie up all that media positioning, iconic positioning, to their numbers. This is the
Okay.
unique thing that I'm doing.
Okay.
I would say no pre-PR agency is doing it, and we are in collaboration with, I think, now 20 PR agencies all over the world, the big ones, the top tier ones. So
Fantastic.
yeah. So this is
Fantastic.
so the idea is, when people know about them as a celebrity, it's more credibility.
Yeah.
They can charge more prices. They can dominate their industry, by the way. Because when you are the part of the crowd, nobody takes you seriously. But when you stand out, then people start seeing you seriously, and then you can ask for the prices. For example, I say that in the last 3 years, I have scaled up my business and income by over 1,500%. Like, I was charging $6,000 contracts. I was doing those. Now, like, I'm charging $100,000 contracts yearly. So this is something like, it has happened only after the positioning.
Yeah, yeah, and that takes confidence,
So
doesn't it?
there's a
Because
lot to go.
there's the branding around it and the marketing, but I guess it sounds like part of your job is also almost coaching people to have the confidence to step out from the crowd. Because lots of people want
Yes.
the financial benefits and the acumen that goes with stepping out, but they're also scared about the scrutiny of it. So tell us a little bit about how you do that.
Okay, so first of all, it's a confidence game. It's a self-worth game, I would say, rather. The moment you are on a big magazine cover, your self-worth is already lifted. So the moment your self-worth is high, your energy will attract more money. It's the game, right? This is a
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah,
secret
yeah,
sauce of the industry.
yeah.
People don't take that seriously. They would be more into hustling, and okay, one more marketing strategy, one more this or one more that. I have worked with clients, like I work with clients for their numbers, and the coaching and consulting stuff. But the moment we do something about their self-worth, their results change.
Yeah.
So that's the whole game. So when you are at the top of your industry, when you see yourself everywhere, then obviously you don't see yourself as a part of the crowd, in your industry. So you are different. So when you're different, you talk to your clients differently. You talk about your office differently. You are so passionate about it, right? Your energy is very different.
Yeah.
So this is what makes you different. So that's why it's the number game. Like, it's not just like because of just like satisfying an ego, that okay, uh, just be on entrepreneur, be on business insider. It's
Yeah.
not nothing about the ego. I mean, of course there would be something a part of that, but I'm talking about how you can connect that with the number that
Yeah.
you want to that. And then you can increase your prices. You can have those kind of offers and talk to the different segment of the clients.
Interesting. And I noticed as you were talking, and you were doing this earlier when you were talking about your own trajectory. You were using words like fun and games. Tell us a bit about that, because I guess I'm interested from my own perspective, but also for people who might be listening, how they can inject more fun and game into their everyday work. So I'd be interested to see what your thoughts are on that.
Okay, so first of all, it's just on the mind that you see that your job is a game. When you're going to your business, for example, I work with CEOs and founders, so let's talk about that, and then you can apply it to any job that you are doing. For example, when you go to work, it's a thing. Like, for example, everybody is doing something for money, right? Most of the people, if it's not for passion. Uh, so when you are only working for money, then you would end up hating it by the end of the day, because you are actually not enjoying it.
Yeah.
So money will definitely follow. I mean, it is just the part of the game. Like, money would follow whatever you do in proportion of what you do. So when you enjoy your work, uh, see it as a game. And when you go to a game, you play to win. So most of the people are doing the same, but they are playing not to lose. So when you go to the work, you play a game and you make something. For example, if it's a job and you say that okay, your promotion is the next target, it's a goal. So then you, how can you turn it into a strategy so that you win that next promotion or that salary raise? You know, uh, when it's about the business, it's like you can make it a fun game. Like for example, when I would set up a big goal, I would first of all write down everything that I need to do, and then I would say okay, and then I would, what is this it today that I can do, and then I would make it, and I would include some fun activities. For example, my day looks like when I get up in the morning, I will do yoga, and then I'm doing yoga, my money affirmations are already playing on my phone, and then I will start working on my laptop for something, and then I would get up and I will make my breakfast, and then perhaps sometime in the day I will go swimming, and then sometime I'll play a music, and then I will start dancing. You know, it's like it's fun for me because you generate that energy, and then you
Yeah.
put that energy into your work.
It's interesting, isn't it? What you're talking about there is it's a combination of leisure activities and work, but it sounds like some of those
Yeah,
leisure
yeah,
activities fuel the work. And I think this is something I see with a lot of people is that they think when I'm at work, and leisure is something that happens separately or when I've got time, which often people haven't. But it sounds like what you're saying, and if this is true, I fully agree. It's that actually it's the energy, isn't it? It's the energy that means that when you are doing work, it's quality
yeah,
work.
yeah.
It's very focused and targeted and energized.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's like, for example, if you are interested about music and you are doing something, of course, you cannot, in your office, you cannot go and you will not get up and start playing guitar. You would, you can still listen to some music. You can go to a place and do some stuff where people are not seeing you. I do that all the time, by the way. So this is for me, it's fun. Like for
Yeah,
example,
yeah,
I would just play a series on Netflix, and then I would perhaps pick my guitar and I would start playing a song, and then I would hit the record button on my phone, and I would record that, and I would send it to all my friends. So it keeps me so much fun and energized that then if I write a piece of article, it has a different energy.
yeah. And this is really important what you're saying here. I think this idea of energy, because we tend to think that all time is equal. But actually, the energy that we invest in something is really important. I talk to a lot of my clients about how you manage your
Yeah,
day. You know, thinking about the people
yeah.
you interact with and the kind of tasks. If all of those things are a grind, that's not sustainable. So, interspersing it with things
Yes.
that energize you or people that energize you is so important just to put something back into the system.
Yeah. And we do everything for happiness and fun, right? We do everything for, because when we go to work, and this, of course you want to make some money so that you become happy, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening. Lots of people are so stressed about their businesses. They're taking it so seriously, and they just want to do work, 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 work. But this hustle thing is actually creating that kind of energy around them, that aura, that is not getting them that is delaying the results that
Yeah.
they want to see.
Yeah.
So it's like when you have that energy, mindset, and action uh, combined, that is all the thing. So I would say that it's 80% energy and 20% action. This is what I do. And the other day I was talking to somebody, and I said, in my business, I work 80% on myself and 20% on my business.
I was just thinking that a lot of it seems to be internal rather than external. But, what you put out there comes from what
Yeah.
you work on internally. Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense to me. But I can imagine a lot of people you say that to begin with, at least they're quite resistant to that because they've been taught it's all about the hours. It's all about putting the hard yards in.
Like people are they need to have a different perspective in life. I see that people are very rigid in their understanding. Most of the people, they are very ego driven, and they would say that the only things that they know is right. But I would always say that there's always a different angle to see, and if you're open to seeing that, then things change for you dramatically. Things can change for you dramatically. and it's all fun, right? It's all game. For example, when as I talked about the fun, the numbers that we have, that fun game.
Yeah.
When I work with a client, I the first sentence in the contract is a number. Like we sign on a number,
So it's
so
really
that they
intentional,
never
isn't it?
forget.
Straight there. Yeah. No getting away from
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Uh, exactly. So why? I mean, when I say that, okay, I will coach you, it's not interesting. Obviously, it's like kind of going to school again. So when I say that,
Yeah.
okay,
I can see how that will, particularly
yeah,
if you've had several coaches over the years, you come with an assumption about what it's going to be like,
yeah,
don't you? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So when you say that, okay, this is the number that, and we are playing for this number. So now when we say play, then we actually have some fun strategies.
Yeah.
We do things that nobody else is doing. Uh, and then we make that. For example, if you are in the media, I don't think that people would not enjoy it secretly, even
Yeah.
if they don't say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would they not, right? So
Yeah.
if you're a star in your industry, you definitely, your self-worth would be so much lifted. Will have different energy. You will see your business differently. You know that you deserve everything. Like you definitely deserve to have this number real in your business.
Yeah, yeah. It's fascinating. I think I think you're onto something there in that the attitude that we apply to what we do informs how we then behave and how we perceive it. And treating it as a game puts a very different spin on it, doesn't it? It can be just as serious. People want to win games, but it has that other element to it as well, which I think is fantastic.
I see that as a very spiritual process also, and I would love to say that uh, if your business is not spreading good in the world, if you're not growing every single day, if you're not making insane amounts of money, uh, then you are wasting your time.
So, for anybody listening at home, what would be sort of some very quick wins that people could apply? So, if somebody says, "Well, I haven't got time for this," or "I'm not sure about this," what would be two or three obvious things that they could do where they could get a lot of sort of benefit with minimal effort?
So first of all, have a vision of your life, at least some intention that how would your life be like. Don't just get caught up in the day-to-day activities, like day-to-day hustle. Know that what you want from life. What exactly? For example, freedom is my keyword. So what is your keyword? What would you think that what excites you? So have that intention. The second thing is that start from there. Start from there. For example, if you would like to make, for example, 110, for example, I'm playing for 110 million dirhams. These dirhams is Dubai currency, by the way. So I'm playing for 110 million dirhams now. So I know that this is a bit stretchable for me, but then this is a fun game for me. So this is the intention. And then have some intention that excites you, like okay, this much money, or this vacation, or this promotion, or whatever, what all you would like to have in terms of even relationship or whatever. Have some intention, and then make it a game. Don't take it seriously. This is something that you definitely have to do, and incorporate some fun things in the schedule every day, not just like 8 hours of work. uh, Infuse some fun in that. Whatever is fun is for you. uh, it may be it's different for different people, right? Some
Yeah,
people
yeah,
like to play video games, so if that is fun for you, you can go ahead and have some 5 minutes or 10 minutes schedule for that. That just fills you with energy and power. Or maybe you would like to go in nature. For example, for me it's maybe for me it's a lot of things. I like to do a lot of things and a combination of everything. So make it a fun game and infuse a lot of things in your daily routine, except like along with the work. The third thing I would say that keep going and keep seeing your life as it's fun. It's nothing serious. Like I mean, when I look back in my life and I say all those struggles, I say that okay, it's not there anymore. So nothing will stay there permanently. So this is very important. And the moment one thing that I would like to say, that just pick it, make it a game. Just say that you're playing a game. When you step out of the house, that you say that this is a part of the game. And then when you start saying that word game, a lot of things will automatically fall in place.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Yeah, it's setting an intention, isn't it, for the day? Yeah, and I guess the more you do that, the more natural
Have
it
fun.
becomes. Yeah, yeah. It sounds obvious, but we
Just
often
have
forget,
fun
don't we?
and have
Fun
that
is
intention.
fun is the thing you do when you've done your work. Yeah, so I think that's fantastic.
Yeah,
So
thank
tell us
you.
about, we're sort of coming towards the end of today's podcast, but tell us about something you're working on at the moment. Have you got a particular passion project at the moment?
Yeah, as I said that my podcast, like 90-day campaign for my podcast, the Corporate Life Podcast, this is very interesting for me. We have taken a 6 week creative production break where I'm doing some fun things in my podcast where I want to make it a very different kind of podcast where
Okay.
people just see that podcast as somebody's life movie and not something that, of course, they would be inspired, but then the idea is uh, to have that human side where you know, like very different elements and angles and perspectives of life. So this is what we are doing currently. This is I think this is the number one thing that I'm working on.
Yeah, and again, there's that common theme there for you, isn't it? Stepping out from the crowd, doing something that's a little bit different with a podcast, but the sound of things.
Yeah, yeah. So the theme is every life is a movie and you are the star of
Yeah,
yours.
yeah, fantastic. Love it, love it.
Yeah, you know that we did a chat together on my show.
We did, and it was very enjoyable. And I'd love to come back again very
Very
soon for
interesting.
sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that too. Yeah, yeah, sure. I would love to have you again. And next time we can talk about uh, a story from a cinematic story, like not from a business point of view,
yeah,
but again, a story. And I would love to have you on your show. It's always good to talk to you.
fantastic. I look forward to that invitation. If people want to find out more about you, where can they find you?
They can find me on my website. It's called thehinasiddiqui.com. It's the and then my name, my full name, and .com. And then they will find all the links to my books, to my Let's Make You Famous program. And then we have the coaching 1 year game that the people play with me. That's my coaching program. This is the only coaching program I have so far, I mean, as of now. And then my podcast, the YouTube, they have the link to everything, and the retreat we do every year in May, which is again for business CEOs, like IT CEOs and founders. Everything I do is for CEOs and founders, by the way. So I'm so uh, passionate about working with them, and this is where they can find all information about me.
Fantastic. And we'll share those links with the final show recording as well. Hina Siddiqui,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for your time today. It's been really, really enjoyable, and good luck with everything. It sounds like you've got some fantastic things there that will really make a difference to people out there. So I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much for having me, Richard. It was such a beautiful conversation. And as I said, that I'd always love chatting with you.
Thank you.
This is the business of thinking. Mastery doesn't end here. See you in the next episode.